1974, Carl Sagan sent a message into space two ways, one by a plaque on the Pioneer 10 and 11 spacecraft. Another one was sent by the Arecibo telescope in 1974 as well. The 1974 broadcast, known as the Arecibo message, was put together by Carl Sagan and colleagues, was sent into space via radio waves at a special ceremony to celebrate the remodeling of the Arecibo radio telescope in Puerto Rico. It was the most powerful broadcast ever deliberately beamed out into space, directed at a star cluster sitting approximately 25,000 light-years away. It consisted of a message depicting our planet's location in the solar system, the core principles of our math and science, and the NASA antenna used to transmit the signal in hopes that it would be interrupted by an extraterrestrial intelligence so they could come here and eat us. The message also included details about human beings, such as our physical appearance and DNA code. The signal was 1,000,000 times stronger than a typical TV transmission. You can see the message here. 27 years later, in 2001, the crop circle phenomenon gained a well-deserved attention when a pattern in the form of a response to the 74 broadcast appeared right next to Britain's largest telescope, the Chilbolton Observatory, home to the world's largest fully steerable meteorological radar. It's one of the most amazing crop circles ever to appear, regardless of whether you believe it was done by human beings or extraterrestrial intelligence. What these researchers claim is that the humans kill the crops. The legitimate crop circles are not killed. Here is a picture of what seems to be the response to the message sent in 1974 by NASA. The message describes a different solar system, an image of the sender, just like the original NASA message, non-human DNA, a microwave antenna instead of the radio wave antenna that was depicted in ours, microwaves. It was written off as a hoax, like most crop circles are within the mainstream. A face also appeared in a rectangular image. The face represented a new technique in crop circle generation, a screen technique that is also used for printing face on a piece of paper. What's also interesting to note is the fact that the microwave antenna signal in this crop circle also appeared a year earlier in the same exact field. And the most compelling thing about it to me, and he's not really saying it in this article, but the planets that the alien creatures say that they inhabit we inhabit the third rock from the star. In the aliens one, they inhabit the third, fourth, and fifth rocks from the star. And that is a match to the habitable zone of the TRAPPIST-1 system. Could it be that this crop circle is an answer from TRAPPIST-1? Well, we'll never know, because 9/11 came and the whole thing was swept under the rug, of course. But it is very interesting to say the least. What do you think? Do extraterrestrials really have some fancy way to leave crop circles? It sure would seem that way. TRAPPIST-1 is a red dwarf star. It seems to be solo. I haven't heard him mention any mates. Discovered in 1999, it is roughly 10% the mass of the Sun. 3 of its planets are located within the habitable zone of the star, that is the region where liquid water can occur. And TRAPPIST-1 has the honor of having the most planets in a habitable zone discovered so far, with our solar system only having 2. And that all depends on whose chart you're looking at. Some charts have Venus in the habitable zone and Mars out, and other charts are vice versa. I suspect much the same in the case of TRAPPIST-1 as well. The ET race also claimed that they had 21 billion souls. It's a lot more than we have, but you realize in 1970 we had 3 billion people on Earth roughly. That's more than doubled since then. Life is very possible on these worlds, however it may look different, says. My guess is it would have 4 limbs and a head. That seems to be a universal standard for meat robots. But as you know, that depends on all kinds of factors. TRAPPIST-1 is 39 light years from Earth, or 235 trillion miles. It's not too far. But personally, I like to keep an open mind on these things, because you never know. Nothing is a sure thing. And the fact that we exist, to me, is proof enough that life does indeed exist in the universe.